Okay, I think that should suffice for a moment. Not really, but we're gonna pretend it suffices for a moment. As it is high time that I explain that in detail. So, pretty much as promised, and as I can somewhat foresee, we'll probably finish this game today. I don't think there's much left to go, just by going off the fact that I have at this point over 90% discovery rate. So there literally cannot be much left. As for this game, I have basically finished up all the side quests and sailed throughout all the islands. The only thing that was a bit annoying is that I discovered this island. This island holds nothing, apart from a single big enemy, which I of course engaged, obviously. And turns out he's apparently the strongest of the Griga, because well, I got an achievement for killing him. It was halfway through the fight that I realized he actually was level 99, so that was a bit of a unfortunate circumstance, but it wasn't the most engaging fight, let's say. It basically was just, I think, 7-8 minutes of me just clobbering that poor little bastard, avoiding some of the more dangerous things after I learned of them, and then using massive amounts of healing. Actually, for the first time, used all of my healing items, actually. So while it wasn't the most engaging fight, it is something. If you're looking for the strongest Griga, he's here on Jotun Island. It's a pain to get there, as you can see. There's a lot of maneuvering to do, but that was that. Apart from that, we also managed to find one island that held, of all things, the eggs of Kaja's mama, which of course we immediately picked up, gave it a nice, once over, and started using it, obviously. Why wouldn't we? So I will assume that it is probably Kaja's best weapon. Apart from that, honestly, there wasn't really much. I'm pretty sure, I'm not too sure if I have any fish left for one of the pingies. The other pingy has pissed off after I gave him all of the normal fishies. And I actually don't remember where the other pingy was, so I kind of have to re-find him. But apart from that, we really have nothing else to do apart from, going into the last area that we haven't actually explored yet. I'm relatively sure that I've pretty much unlocked all of the... Tomorrow is still Wednesday, right? Yeah, tomorrow is Wednesday. I have nothing planned for tomorrow, and so long as I can keep the early hours, around 12 basically, free so people can reach me, and I can respond to them without doing that live. Which wouldn't even be that much of a problem. It's not quite probably a bit of information that needs to be exchanged, and I'd rather not put that out there for obvious reasons. But yeah, I have nothing planned for tomorrow as far as I'm aware, which is a nice segue forwards. So since this will be done by this day, starting tomorrow, yeah, starting tomorrow we're basically gonna go back and do things a bit more fluent, let's say, and not just as a one game stricken as we have done up to today, which, mind you, just speaks that I did enjoy my journey through this game quite a bit, so well, that's on me, I suppose. But yeah, starting tomorrow, what I will plan, I will probably start on the next Ys game, but I will kind of spread it out a little bit more. So while there might as well be, days when I will play Ys for, 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row, that might still be happening. But there's always a good chance that I'm gonna, snugly fit in something else. As for what that something else is, for the moment, I think it will be Dragon Age Origins that will come in. But of course, since that is a far more flexible schedule than we had, well, up until today, if something comes up, for example, in this case, if I have an opportunity to play a game on its release day, which is, from a streaming perspective, actually a pretty good idea. I can't even deny that it is a very good idea. As that is, of course, the point when any potential interest in a game is at its highest, which means that I could potentially also, attract a bit more attention that way. I'm not going to make this the one and only priority, but if I get the opportunity to do so, I see no reason whatsoever not to do so. And of course, quite simply put, if you want me to play a game, you will always have the opportunity to give it to me, and if you want to have it at a specific date, and so long as that does not actually go against anything, any prior appointments I do need to take care of, I'm all for that. I'm quite happy with that indeed. Ooh, multiplayer too. That sounds nice. So yeah, that is of course is true for everyone. If you are willing, in other simpler terms, to now actually spend money, like for example Strategy just did, on me and my gaming exploits. Exploits is a bad word for that. Adventures. Let's use adventures as we are playing this game. That sounds far better. Gaming adventures. If you wanna, help along this particular journey by spending money on it, I'm absolutely not opposed to that. In fact, I'll give every game, so long as it doesn't go against Twitch's TOS, which is a bit sad because otherwise your options would be far, far bigger. But generally speaking, I will just accept that gift right now, but so, just to make sure. Up. Come here again. Let's see. Why was I going? Oh yeah, right. Then fundamentally speaking, since that is a rather nice gesture, of course, I'll always give it a look at the very least. I'll give it an honest look. If I feel like it's just more modern sludge, I will tell you to your face, as I did just recently. But that's indeed very convenient. 4 PM our time, so basically around the same time I started today. The question is, can I pre-install it? That would be interesting for me to know. Because if we have to start installing that at 4 PM, then depending a bit on how big it is, we can basically sit here and watch the bar grow bigger until probably 8 in the evening. I'm not even lying. That is how long it can take to install a big game for me. But yeah, first and foremost, of course, thank you very much, Strategy. Once again, a very nice gesture, and I am looking forward to playing this. Of course, I'll give it a fair judgment. Because, why wouldn't I? So, if it turns out to be shit, which I don't think necessarily it will be, but if it turns out to be shit, I will tell you. Because that's just how I am, basically. I see no reason to make that. Actually, factually speaking, to be fair, if the company behind any game would, be willing to grant me some, I don't know, incentivizing, motivational things, I might change that stance. I mean, not really, to be fair, but never say that you cannot be bought. Would be a fucking lie. But yeah, that is actually something to look forward to. I will try to keep an eye on that. As soon as I'm done here, I will look into if I can. There's a somewhat a date set up when I can start installing that, because I would, as a afternoon release is ideal for me, obviously. Just not really if I then have to start installing. That would not be ideal. To put it mildly. I don't see anything immediately, but I just checked the future. No, always. It should install if the PC is on. Well, that's good. Meaning that, but I mean, I'm not going to start downloading it while I'm streaming. That is a bit of a challenge for my internet connection, but as soon as I'm done, then I'll set up to that. That is actually a function I will actually say that I do like, and that you can get out of a pre-order, basically. If they allow you to actually install the game before, and then basically the very minute it launches, you can actually just start fucking playing. Especially if, like me, you have not the best internet, and you kinda otherwise have to wait a few, hours, depending on the game size. Even a dozen hours is not out of the window. Which is not really fun. It's the whole reason why we missed the Ys 10 launch day, basically, because the game just wouldn't fucking download quick enough to play it. Oh well. Bitching and moaning aside and all of the other nonsense, I think it is high time that we continue forwards and try to finish our journey in style. And see what happens next. Wait a second, that really shouldn't be that long. Of course, in case you were wondering what I was doing this fine morning, I was finishing up all the fucking mastery. I don't think there's any reason for you to do that per se. There are only really a few skills that you probably kinda wanna have around, but well, it's just me. Same actually for Kaja, she also is kinda finished, and even the fucking duo skills are done. Now if I see this right, there's of course another duo skill down there at level 90, which will probably be the very, very last one I will get my greedy little hands on. And since I can't actually zoom down, I can't see if there's maybe another skill for either Kaja or Abdul hidden in depth 10. But worst case, that means we get one skill, or Kaja, technically speaking, gets two skills, because she still has one that is not unlocked, Lost Cocytus, which gets unlocked at level 84, I think, yeah. Also, if you're wondering why I'm level 83, I was level 80. Then I fought the giant on Jotunheim Island, and boom, 3 levels. It was kind of fun. I did kind of save some of the, where are they, the little motherfucking things, these ones here. Basically, these ones have been around for quite a while, actually. I remember them, I think, from Lucky Moons of Dana. And this is kind of the one you want to have, because that is +1 level, just flat out level. No matter how much XP it requires for you to level up, just a straight up level. If you can get more of those, especially later on, like, you know, the higher 80s, early 90s, it's a bitch to level up any longer, obviously, as the enemies will not give you much in the way of XP anyway. So honestly, I'd probably advise you to just save them until then, because before that, every single time you get into a new area with new strong enemies, your leveling up progress will be quick as fuck, to put it mildly. Which, to be fair, you know, all of this extra work I'm putting in does, once again, and I wish to point that out, very much speaks to how much I actually enjoy my time in this game. And that is honestly the most important part, isn't it? I would say so far the game has some potential for doing another run. Kinda depends on how they handle New Game Plus. I haven't quite deliberately actually not looked up anything that could impede my journey, because I've always been of the opinion the first journey through a new game, it's always special. Really special, actually. Everything's new, you have no idea what you're doing, you have no idea how these systems work fundamentally, or specifically, and you have even no clue if what you are doing with them is, well, good maybe, but not necessarily ideal. And it's half the fun, isn't it? It's indeed half the fun. For a secondary playthrough, I would probably look up some things, you know, make myself a nice little guide, copy some of the more obscure and hidden away things into the list to remind myself of, but generally speaking, I think we've done pretty damn well for doing this blind as fuck. So we shall now sail forward and see what happens. Also, I do love the auto function. I also like the Sea of Genesis song. It's kinda nice. Kinda nice indeed. Ah. Actually, that does remind me. I'm pretty sure I have done all I could, but I would like to take a look again. There are some upgrades for these Hadras that are still missing, because I couldn't be asked to sail along the same sea line for eternity trying to get that that coral shit. But there's really nothing important missing. I mean, that would give me another upgrade, and there's stuff like, you know, another extra cannons. Like, okay, fair enough. Nah. There's really nothing in here that screams I need you, apart from maybe that one just to, you know, get the final upgrade done, basically. I think we're just gonna do that. I was kinda... I mean, there's really not much else we can announce. As I said, you know, the rest is kinda meh. And so long as we find some crystallucent coral along the way, I don't really think we will have much of a problem. Weapon-wise, you can see she has the nice little axe from her mother that we, well, as luck would have it, just randomly found, decided to take with us and upgrade to be quite nice, actually. Really would like that poor Ladder would also get a nice little sword at some point. I think he deserves it. He absolutely does deserve it. I think he has done pretty fucking well for himself in this long-ass fucking journey. And then, are you going to keep me locked in? Yes, you are going to keep me locked in without any option to go forward, without triggering next event. Well, we shall find out then. And as I said, I do apologize profoundly beforehand if I sound a bit strange, and I prepare my throat a little bit more often. It's not fun, but honestly, that's the worst. The worst about this is not like I'm actually feeling like I'm getting sick. It's just that for fucking days now my throat feels like... My nose is a bit stuffy, but meh. Oh. Maybe we took a wrong turn? I mean, it would be kinda hard. There's really not that much sailable water here. Nice. Rainbow.
虹とオーロラが交わる無意識の道。おい、虹の向こうを見てみろよ。あれは
There's the island again.
まるで虹の門みたいだね。
なんて光景なの。
Well, we finally find out who that old man truly was. I mean, to be fair at this point, you had every opportunity to get yourself a good idea of who it could be. I'm relatively sure that I have a well, a decent idea at this point, and you know what, fuck it, since you don't allow us to fucking explore anyway, we're just settled for that. But I always did enjoy letting games actually run their course, explain their story in their own time. Because you see, sometimes you kinda ruin it for yourself by being a bit overly inquisitive. I personally enjoy it. Yes. Look, there's an open chest here. I wonder why.
オベリア湾じゃ見たことのない鳥だ。
あれは確か大洪水によって繁殖地を奪われたはずの鳥です。よし、このままあの島に上陸するぞ。綺麗な場所
What
だ
an
な。
enjoyable little game this is, isn't it? Quite fun. I should get into the habit to do this the other way. Away from the microphone would probably be better. I'll try to remember.
この島がアドルが来たかった場所なの。
Indeed. Yep. That is indeed the island.
なんでアドルはこの島のことを知ってたんだ
Oh, you know, he was here a few
来る
times.
のは初めてなんだよな
Not really, no. Not really. Also,
条
good
件の
music again.
島そんなことがたまに様子がおかしかったのはそういうことだったのか
Yeah. Very bad
それで
timing sometimes.
そのじいさんが私を連れてこいって言ってるんだな
Sometimes in the middle of battle.
でも大丈夫なの何者なのかアドル君もよくわからないってことだよね
Yeah, he's just a nice old man. Just like me. He's just missing a pipe.
聞けば聞くほど普通の人間ではなさそうだけど。
よくわからねえけどアドルが信用してるんだろマナのことで私も間接的に世話になったみてえだし
Pretty much,
ど
yeah.
うせ他に手がかりはないんだ私も信じてみるよ
カージャス様。
どっちにしてもアドル、お前さんがこんな不思議な島をほったらかしにするわけないよな。
It's not- Actually.
どんと言ってこいや。
何かあったらすぐ脱出できるよ私たちは船に待機しておくね
I mean, literally, even if there was nothing on this island that could help with
アド
our
ルさん
quest,
私も一緒に行かせてくださ
Adol
い
would still want to explore the island.
ありがとう二人とも
I'm literally, the guy is so fucking obsessed with
し
it.
っかりと
It's
準備をし
one
てください
core value of his
敵がいるのか
that you can actually
敵
take
か
his
味方か
memories
は
away,
分かりません
but he still come back to do
た
that.
だ強大な存在が待ち受けていますアドルの話じゃ島にいるのはじいさん一人だろ多少獣もうろついているしちゃんと準備はするけどさ
Yeah, they're only that kind of pussies. Now look, a very familiar place, isn't it? Ugh.
ほんと綺麗な島だな
I swear to God, if this continues,
細かい
something
こ
that
と
I
が
have to
ど
do
うで
is
もよくなるくらい
fucking silent
ぼーっ
stream
と
or
してると
something.
目的ま
But shutting up is really not necessarily in my dictionary. Actually, can I just teleport myself? Oh, fuck, it can.
よーし行くか
Nice. Ah,
この辺りなら休めそうだ。
こんな夢みたいな場所
and if I'm resource. We've been through there, we've been through there. Been through there, of course. I wonder. I mean, there must be a fucking wrong button. Yeah. I mean, there must be a way for me to access the other parts of the island.
に本当に
I'm kinda looking forward to it. Then you're going to go from discount Tales of Symphonia to the real deal. It's actually the other way around. Tales of Symphonia is the discount variant of this.
みたいだな
Just saying, you know, you're wrong. You're wrong so fucking hard. It's not even funny. You're so wrong. I'm falling into Chinese accent because of you. Wrongness aside, welcome little Kronos, and can I actually? Pretty sure I have Tales of Symphonia for the GameCube. I want to say. You do realize that the Ys series is just around since the fucking 80s? The first Ys game came out, I think, in 88. Don't quote me on that, I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure that it's the 80s. Which has a long bit of history above the Tales series. I didn't say that. What do we have Tales game-wise actually on PC that we could actually play? Let me take a look. I think I only have Tales of Berseria, do I? Yeah, pretty sure. There it is. It's actually installed. Why is it installed? I never played it. That's cute. Yeah, I still stick with my original opinion that yes, and from my point of view, Tales of Symphonia was a fun game to play. I remember that much. We could at some point potentially play it. I see no reason not to. For the moment, my focus will stay on the Ys series because, well, I kind of do love myself the Ys series quite a bit, and going through the different incantations is rather enjoyable. That is true. There are very few titles I'm very defensive about. I have to name a few. The Gothic series is the best ever open world RPG that has ever been made. Gothic 2 plus Night of the Raven is the ideal size for an open world that will never change. It is the pinnacle of that particular art, and nothing ever that came after it could even come close to it. Especially with the German voice acting, which was just fucking awesome. And there's just no argument to be made here. Then there's basically Falcom as a whole. Because while I hate the fact that they're using Nisa to fucking let their games be horribly mistranslated in some cases, the games themselves are not to blame. Falcom's a fucking awesome company. Both the Legend of Heroes series and the E series is very, very dear to my heart. To be fair, not even Breath of Fire comes close. Although I do hold Breath of Fire in particularly high regard, to some degree. Especially Breath of Fire 3 and 4, to be fair. And, well, I guess I never was that mainstream guy who went for Final Fantasy. I always considered Final Fantasy to be, honestly, as far as I was concerned, the lesser of the RPG series that were available. Sadly, it's the one series that actually stayed around, and honestly, if I look at the more modern Final Fantasy entities, I am not pleased at fucking all. But well, that's just my opinion. If other people enjoy them, go ahead. And just don't get your garbage, just don't try to sell me your garbage, because I'm well aware they are fucking garbage. Well, now that I have once again revealed a rather obvious weakness of mine, that is actually not a weakness, but just means I will forever enjoy my games. But well.
これは置き手紙か。
Yeah, it's not even the first time.
アドルクイへよくぞこの島にたどり着いた最後の
I hate that slimy feeling in my throat.
生身のお前さん自身
It annoys the ever living shit out of
忘
me.
れ物がないようにの
But it will not
し
stop
か
me.
るべき場所で待っておるよ
鍵それに叱るべき場所ってのは
It's not the first time that we have something
何か
vague
心当
going
たりが
on.
あったりするか。
So he's probably talking about the chest, isn't he? Well, probably. Oh, yeah, nobody was surprised. Chestos. Open, El Chesto. I mean, I guess, just for ease of playability, we could at some point play some Tales of Berseria. I've heard some good things about it, if memory serves. Pretty sure actually that he had some good things about it. It's once again a more modern take on Tales of games, to be fair, but I think it would be quite a bit of a pain in the ass to set it up to a game where I could play fucking Tales of Symphonia. That seems like an ultimate weapon, doesn't it? I shall equip it immediately.
Ken
Yes, indeed.
随分古めかしいけど凄みのある剣だな。その剣は
You'd be surprised.
どう
I
か
have
アド
one
ルさ
too.
んがお持ちください。
A white one,
この
actually.
先おそらく
Because it's
必
the
要
second
になる
GameCube that I ever bought.
かと。
Because the first one was sadly destroyed one way or another. I shall not recount this particular harrowing event that led to it. But, well, by the time I had a nice, sneaky white version pushed onto the market, and I was not willing to let it slip away. That's bad. It's still not as good. It's the sort of thing that when you talk about it just makes you cringe because it's so fucking stupid way to lose a fucking gaming console, but alas, I could get for reasonably cheap actually a replacement. And ever since then I have a nice little white GameCube. It's more circumstantial, honestly. Although no pet was involved, I'm kinda at fault there myself. Kinda wanna use it though. Just needed to upgrade it, wouldn't I? Can I upgrade it on the ship, I wonder? Yeah, I don't think there was any game on the GameCube that would introduce me to so much rage that I would actually break it out with just that. Most of the GameCube games were actually, I mean, there weren't that many, but pretty okay. What did I play on the GameCube? Lots of JRPGs, obviously, but I played. There was one title, one Fire Emblem title I played quite a lot. And what was the other one called? I remember it being somewhat special, but love of mine, I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
剣が明らかに光の柱に反応しています。
It's going to bother me now for quite a while.
あの場所は一体
Oh, it's called the Forbidden Lands. That's much
で
we
もこ
do
れは
know.
どう考えてもあそこへ来いってことだよな。せっかくのご招待だ。あの柱を調べてみようぜ。
I mean, we picked up a random sword and now it's all inviting and shit, so... Well, I guess that's more than enough of a hint. Where you want me to go there? Can I go back to the ship though for just a second? See charts. Actually, can I leave the island? Please, Emma, play the Legacy of Kain. That's another old one, isn't it? Actually, was Kain? No, before Kain came the other one, isn't it? That was the original protagonist of that series. I remember playing that game. And then a bit of Legacy of Kain. If I go offshore... Yeah. I mean that the 90s didn't have any nice games. Wait a second, let's just... No. These count as the same areas, don't they? Yes, they say yes, they do. Okay, let's go offshore for a moment.
さあ行こう
So that we can finish our exploration of this particular nice area. I don't really think we can do much exploration down here. But I would like to check things out nonetheless. Letters. Fighting with my hammer. Are you telling me I can upgrade my ultimate sword? Because, mind you, I'm not opposed to that idea at all. I'd even travel all the way back to the lady to get my ultimate weapon even more ultimate. Yes. Cover
ちょっと一休みっと。
Hello, Forge. No.
やあ
Alright, we're actually gonna do something that we rarely do. We do a release day stream for a game. Which I would have really liked to do for these 10. Fucking internet, I tell you. Right. Continuation. Yeah. Right. I got it wrong. You're right. Soul Reaver. Indeed. Came up. Sorry, that was my 100,000, eh? I'll fucking give you 100,000.
使
Fuck
い
you.
心地は保証するよ
I wonder if we can get some armor as well, some ultimate armor. That would be
次は
pretty
せっかく
amazing. Equipment. Radiant. Nice. That's the sort of game I do like to see come back. Yes, still have the veteran seed? Yes, you do. Keep the veteran seed because you still have skills that need to be trained in one level, I think it was. Yes, one level from now on. Good. Now, if I could only get some better armor.
これ
However, if said armor also costs 100,000 to upgrade each, that
次はどうする必
I
要な
could barely fucking afford. But I could. Yeah, it does kinda add up, you know. I was gonna be like, well, I mean, it's just a few cents, isn't it? But then it's a few cents here and a few cents there, and before you know it, well, I mean, I guess in your case you're not gonna spend euros, but you're gonna spend dollars. But still, though,
次はどいつでも
you still do kinda like the concept of the first. Oh, Archword, Apes Odyssey. That's another blast from the past. And a good one. So many good games. Oh, the 90s and early 2000s. Such great era for games, honestly. If you look back into the 80s, it's gonna be a bit more difficult to find some gems, but there were some. As I said, the original Ys games were in the 80s. Ooh, Empire Earth. Oh, I probably still have the CD of that around here somewhere. Man, that would be awesome. I do prefer Ghost System. Actually giving you, well, what you paid for. To be fair, I really knew the very moment stuff like Steam became more popular that a simple part of the ownership would become probably quite annoying. Ooh, Thief. And the original Deus Ex. Thief, I haven't played Thief in fucking decades at this point. I don't think I ever finished that game. At some point I just gave up because I wasn't very good at sneaking around, but it was fun. What was that one submarine game that I also enjoyed playing? It was a bit more of a cartoony approach, but it had actually some depth to it. I do wonder how many of the old games will at some point end up on GOG. It's gonna make the platform very easily likable from where I'm standing. Because a lot of these games, honestly, nowadays are kinda hard to get your hands on in some cases. Bit of a pain in the ass. And again, what I also would really like to see is if a lot more of the very old, very early console games would actually at some point get the port treatment that they absolutely deserve. Like there's even stuff on the Sega Saturn and other things that I would really do like to play again at some point. You know, would be absolutely cute. It might be quite the loyal customer, I would say. But will we ever see it? I wonder indeed. Yeah, but then I have to remember that 20 years ago would be 24. That's not fucking old in my eyes.
ありがとうね、アドル君たち。いつもみん
More
なを
talking about, you know, stuff from
私を支えてくれて、
mid-80s all the way through the 90s.
自分自身の
There's
た
still
めに
many
もね。
gems that are not and might never be actually coming out. That's actually true. A GameCube and its games could literally all start a nice fucking drinking contest. This reminds me, journal, adventure, the people. I've actually managed to get all of them done. You are done, you're not done. I have no idea how to get you done. Or you, for that matter. Or you, for that matter. You're done now. You're not done. Either we missed something. What could be the case, mind you, I'm not saying it's not. I mean, to be fair, that does give me a reason to play this game again, and I will probably play this game again on my own time. This is precisely where I would write myself a nice little list, you know, with easy to miss stuff. I basically would look up a few guides, copy a few passages that would tell me what to do, so I don't miss out on any of the more difficult to time things. Yes. We can't make any more medicine, can we? We will engage with you at some point. I still hold some hopes that we might actually just find some of these motherfucking things instead of having to make them. Because they do cost blue sea stones, which I would rather actually like to use for other things. See, that's the problem. From my point of view, whenever I think old games, then the first thing that springs to mind is stuff from, you know, the NES and the Sega Saturn and other things. Those are old. The PlayStation 1, okay, I can somewhat see it. It's getting there. But as soon as we reach PlayStation 2 games, I'm like, nah, those games are not really that old, no, are they? And then you look up the dates. Then you go like, oh shit. Something must have gotten quite old. It can't be me. Actually, I think the very realization has ingrained into me the idea of being an old man. It's like, what I consider old is actually at this point ancient. Actually, do we have picked up enough to give the Zardas another upgrade? I kinda would like to do it. I can talk to you. That is indeed old enough for me. That is something I would legit consider to be old. But pretty awesome. Nice. That is pretty fucking awesome, honestly. See, that's the sort of stuff that gets my nostalgia boner really stiff. I was like, yes, very different era. To be fair, a lot of that is probably pushed up by nostalgia, to be fair, but, you know. The fact that the original Xbox is that old at this point, Jesus Christ. I mean, I was never much of a fan of Xbox, to be fair. But originally, I guess I started Nintendo, then I went over to Sony, and then I kind of stayed with Sony until the PlayStation 3, actually. After which, well, you know, PC all the way. Good times. Ooh, a Famicom. Oh man, that's a fucking tasty little thing to have. It actually is the oldest thing I have. Pretty sure that would be the Sega Saturn, isn't it? Why the fuck do I even have that? Pretty sure that's up with my parents, isn't it? Yeah, because I kinda wanted to, you know, store my poor little consoles in a place where they would be relatively safe and well cared for, and since my parents did have a lot more space than me, I probably just shoved it onto them, like many other things. I think there's also I also got my PlayStation 1 and shit, PlayStation 2. I do have my PlayStation 3 here somewhere. Probably in the basement, actually. Because I haven't used it in fucking forever. And of course I have my GameCube here. Mostly because of that one game. If I could only remember its fucking title. Yeah. Actually, that's the very first time I actually engaged with Ys 1, to be fair, was actually also in the Japanese version, meaning I could not understand shit. But luckily enough, the game was simple enough that A, you didn't even need to learn what the attack button was because it didn't have an attack button, and the inventory system was relatively easy to understand, with only so few buttons to use. You could absolutely play through the whole game, just that you wouldn't really understand what the fuck was going on. Which, to be fair, these games are always somewhat lighter on the story elements compared to, well, Trails game, for example. Actually, where's my Game Boy? My Game Boy is here. Yeah, alright, it's actually there. You can see it. In a little corner now. Pretty awesome thing. And next to it is the PSP, I can see, and what's that? I hate that I have that all packaged up. I think that's what's the name? It's also a Game Boy thing, but I don't remember what it's called. Right, Game Boy Advance. That's the one I have. Pretty awesome time though, to be fair. And for the original Game Boy, I still have Mystic Quest down there. I think I played that once. I fucking enjoyed that. Mystic Quest. Good times. Ah, good times indeed. It's always such a nice thing. Everything turns nice out in these games. It is a rather nice feeling.
僕、これからも頑張ってみるよ。父さんのためじゃなく、僕自身のために。
My strategy in this
ありがとう、二人とも。
crazy collections and ideas. I remember. Recapture skill. I don't think we ever need any more recapture skills because, quite frankly, we've done all of them. I'm pretty sure I did the 5-star one on my own, but basically, apart from, armoring the pillars, and that wasn't really that much different. Got all of them done as rank in first try. That is always a nice feeling. Sounds pretty good. Sounds like a good idea. I mean, we have literally decided to, well, somewhat abandon the adults on the island. I was all for that, mind you. In fact, I was absolutely all for that. I don't like the mayor. He's a bit of an asshole. Well, yeah, get yourself a coffee. Coffee is always good. Especially because it's a lot earlier in the day for you than it is for me. To be fair, you know, people can get really, really good at stuff like memorization when it's actually on a topic that they care about. That is, yeah, not all that unbelievable. Actually, that would be... And you know, merchants have a tendency to, well, sell and buy whatever the fuck, so...
アドルたちが背中を押してくれたから。もう自
expanding
分に
into
嘘は
ships is
つかない
really
よ。
probably not that far removed from
お
being
互い
a merchant.
夢に向かって突き進もう。
Well, why not?
頑張らせてもらおう。
I do like that we now get apparently all of them finished. And I do love that we now probably don't have to buy anything. I do still wonder about the armor though. Because, you know, getting legendary armor and shit is kinda the kind of thing that Adol kinda just has a tendency to stumble
次
into.
はそれじゃ。
And that's putting it mildly. Actually, that was the whole reason I wanted to come here, isn't it?
夢をいじるの。
We do have 3 more crystallucent corals. Means we can get 1 more upgrade. Wrecking Ball I tried out, it's awesome when it hits, but it has basically no range, which is fucking annoying. Innocent Ray is a lot better, because it's basically just, you know, a homing bullet that does pretty good damage, and I have not actually tried out the Gravity Bomb yet. Because I got the Gravity Bomb after I was done with the recapture, so I was kinda like, when will I ever use it though? Oh well, let's see, just get more of that, special project load count +2, that's probably not bad, let's just get that out of the way.
うんうん。こんなところかな。
How much do we need? 5, 8, 13? Yep. 16. Get all of the last
次はどう
upgrades.
それじゃ。
Okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Now, is there anybody else here who would like to declare their undying love for fucking Adol? Yes, yes there is. 2 of them even.
やあ
I mean, on one hand, that's probably a good trick. On the other hand, it's a bit when you smoke and you get lung cancer. You can't really blame anyone for telling you it's your own fucking fault. You knew the risk, you took it. The same as for drinking. I'm not opposed to drinking. Quite the opposite, obviously. I do enjoy it. And I even have prepared a nice cold beer in case we do finish this game today. But if you decide to drink and drink and drink until you get, Korsakov, which is basically what happens here, or what has happened here, you can't really blame the rest of the world for that now, can you? Yeah, welcome back, Kronos. No. That's probably not a good habit. Now it really does feel like we are very, very close to the end, isn't it? A strange feeling that is. That was surprising. Also, you're bleeding all over the fucking grass. That's not good. Not very hygienic, is it now? Hey, okay, that looked kinda cute. I mean, to be fair, I don't think he could have taught you how to use the sword, because he suffered an injury, which was the whole reason why he went and, well, you know, enjoyed his drink a bit too much. I'm kinda sorry this happened. That's a shitty way to go. It's a rarity, actually. It's not a actual happy
何
end.
が正しかったのか
One
は
way
わ
or
からな
another.
い。
That is rare indeed.
でも、少しは前を向くことが
Yes,
で
I
き
can
そう
count
だ。
it as a sign that even the E-Series
ア
tries
ド
to
ル
grow
たち
up
がい
in
て
one
く
way
れ
or
たお
another.
かげかもね。
I don't like it. Oh, another one on. Wells wants to, you know, talk me through. Well, basically, you know, whenever the stars align in that particular way, I mean, at least until the end of the year, I'll probably still have a relatively free reign over my time. After that, your guess is as good as mine, to put it mildly. So, you know, as long as you can line up your schedule, I'm somewhat flexible, actually. But yeah, doing things is kind of fun, especially if you do things that you actually enjoy. That is indeed rather fun indeed.
Ah.
It still kinda looks like a fucking suicide attack. Especially against an enemy that is undying, but... Or maybe not try it on the Grieger, I suppose. Well, he has mastered that particular skill. Very well. I'm pretty sure you already asked for it. I'm pretty sure she told you that it's not really an option any longer.
カジャ俺は俺の道を行くぜ
Well, I mean, if all you have
だから
time,
見ててくれよな
why aren't you
俺たち
doing
の
any
最高の
of
ダチと
that
して
most blessed art of content creation?